Virgo, let's start with your reading. Today, we are going to look into the energies around you at the moment, and then we will take a look into the events coming up for you in the next few months. Let's start now with your main energy. Beautiful. The first message for you today is luck is on your side. And this is one of my favorite cards, which usually comes up to tell you that it's time. It's time for something to happen and for it to potentially revolutionize your life. As an earth sign, you have learned how to keep going without luck, without some external force that will help you achieve what you want to achieve. Because you're not willing to give up the fight, and you are a very determined sign overall. But sometimes we can all use some good luck. And in itself, having luck only means that the stars are aligned. The environment and people around you are finally aligning to your vision and goals. And something that made you struggle before now becomes easy. Something happens now because it's the best time for it to happen and to last as well. So what is this message referring to? Let's look into it. Let's do 3 shuffles and let's begin with your reading, Virgo. Okay. Well, you are definitely starting the reading big, Virgo. I mean, the Page of Cups right next to the Wheel of Fortune, this is a major combination right here. This is something that you thought it was impossible. You see with the Page of Cups, the impossible that becomes possible up here when pigs fly. Something you never thought it could really become true for you, because the odds for this to happen are perhaps 1 in a billion. But this is exactly what you have coming for you, coming your way from what we see, at least so far. And although we have to clarify it in order to get the details of the situation, what we see so far is that this is something that it's going to make you extremely emotional, and something that at the same time brings stability in, which is not always the case, you know. Usually the emotional aspect brings volatility and quick back-to-back transformations, but this instead, it's something that it's here to stay. It's here to stay for good. And we see right here with this 2 of Wands that you have been waiting for this. You have been wanting and planning for this, fantasizing about this as well, and planning everything for when it finally came in. Although you didn't fully believe it, but right now, obviously, we see that this is going to change your mind. And I overall feel that this is also happening because you're ready to receive it. You might have tried this before, attempt after attempt, but often failed or ended up with something similar, but not quite what you were looking for. You are a very ambitious sign. I mean, Michael Jackson was a Virgo, Stephen King, Warren Buffett, who is one of the richest men alive. You have it in you. It's a built-in quality that really makes you aim high when you are at your best. Virgo people tend to have a very tumultuous life when they're young, and then they tend to make it big later in life, and it's not a coincidence. All the things you go through when you're younger All the things that might have hurt you and put you down are things that, if you manage to overcome, can only make you stronger and prepare you for an easier time that, if you did not give up, you're going to experience later in life. And we see that regardless of where you currently are, this is the time for you to start receiving, now that you are ready for it, now that you know how precious it is as well, and now that you're going to make the best out of it. And you really are. Now, in the heart of the reading, we have the Nine of Cups, the Emperor, and also this Fool. Obviously, we see how right now something new is going to start for you. But there is something in particular that you're about to do, or that you have to do, in order for this door to open up for you, and for overall this opportunity, energy, whatever that is, to come in. And the cards are already showing to you how you have to go about this. The Emperor. Whatever this is going to be, whatever choice you have to make here, you need to think with your mind and not with your heart, not this time. There is something that is strictly connected to logic, to some maybe past event, or to something that for some reason just makes sense in this given situation. The Emperor is someone who's gone through a lot, who has a lot of experience on their shoulders, and the key for this bright future comes from that experience, comes from the past. But also what we see here, especially considering this Fool that came up here, is that how important actually it is right now for you to let go of patterns, to let go of old beliefs, in order to align with your values and with your true goals. Not the ones you've settled for, the ones you might have created after disappointments and bad experiences. No. Instead, you should really focus on the ones you had when you allowed yourself to dream big, to dream right. Whatever you're about to do or should do, it's something that just a dreamer would do, Just someone who has faith into the unknown, and someone who takes risks, even when the odds are tiny. That's who you have to be right now in order to become who you've always wanted to be. What I overall get from this reading and these energies for you today is that it's time to fulfill your purpose. You're right. This is something that is impossible to happen, something that you just see in movies and you experience in dreams. It's true, but it's true for most people, not for you. The reason why this idea, this goal of yours has such an impact on you, and we see it right here with very emotional energies, it's because you are destined for this. It's in your DNA. You cannot escape it. You were built for it. Whatever it is, you were made for it. So again, Virgo, time to fulfill your purpose and go for this. No matter how many times you've tried before, just like in science, you have to succeed only once in order to make it true. Leave the past in the past and create a brand new future for yourself. But keep in mind that you have to go in this with logic. Don't think about, this has hurt me before, it's going to hurt me again in the future. I might as well just not get out of my comfort zone and make a move right now. Be very logical about this. It's time for this to happen now. Now, with the next few cards, 3 of Cups, 9 of Cups, but this 9 of Swords as well, it's a little bit concerning to me. We see overall this 9 of Cups, which is really just the icing on the cake, really, especially with the 3 of Cups. A card that talks about dreams coming true, recognition, manifested dream, achievement, and satisfaction as well. For all the people that perhaps thought you were not going to be successful at this, We see here a reason for celebration and something that will really make you happy. It feels like to get here, you have had to go through a lot of delayed gratification, a lot of sacrifices, definitely. But now it's going to happen all at once. If maybe you were a little anxious about how slow things have been with this Nine of Swords, keep in mind that when this comes in, it's going to happen fast. It's going to be hard to keep up, but you have nothing to fear because, in a way, you have been preparing for this. Overall, what you have here is a major success, Virgo. Receiving resources, being abundant, not only materially, but also emotionally. This is something that will deeply impact your emotional sphere, your connections. I see here people coming towards you, new ones and past ones as well. And maybe that's why we see this Nine of Swords right here. Everyone is connecting to you for some reason. Now, we know how much time Virgo people spend in their mind. Sometimes maybe a little too much. But what you see here is the power of perception and interpretation. Look at this Nine of Cups, how it can be seen as this Nine of Swords instead. The Nine of Swords talks about something that it's making you a little suspicious. For some of you, this could also just be some self-sabotaging behavior that you're never able to recognize in the moment, but that becomes clear only after the damage is done. But it could also be that there is something here that doesn't seem right, or it feels like it's not fully revealing itself for some reason. We need to look into it in order to understand if there is something you should prepare for and should be aware about. But overall, I have to admit that this was a pretty beautiful message for you today, Virgo. And we need to start clarifying in order to find out the details about it. So let's do that. Keep in mind that we have success. We have you on a stage, whether it is a real stage or just a stage of life, being finally the protagonist of your life, not just someone in the audience who watches life passing them by. So let's clarify. Let's start clarifying. Let's see what you should expect in the near future with this Nine of Cups and what you should be aware about with this Nine of Swords instead. Let's see how these energies are bound to evolve in the few months ahead, and let's look into how your life could change now that finally this is really happening for you, Virgo. If you want to dive deeper into the messages, Virgo, just follow me in the extended reading link below in the description box. Also, don't forget that every single week, I randomly select viewers who have watched the extended video to offer them a 100% free personal 30-minute live reading. I send out emails every Monday morning to confirm. Please make sure to check out your spam folder as well. Now, stay tuned for the extended preview coming right up after this. Welcome back to your extended reading, Virgo. The bridging energy taking us from this current situation to the upcoming events is justice. And honestly, this is a beautiful one to have right here because it's reminding you that everything you went through up to this point, all the sacrifices, all the things that you've had to endure in order to keep going and not giving up, now they're going to be balanced with the opposite. You're going from sacrifices to enjoying yourself. You're going from putting in a lot of work to finally see a lot of results instead. Way more than you initially expected. We see right here more cups, more of that energy that it's going to make you emotional, smile big. It's going to make you want to jump in the air, happy. Talk to all of your friends and let them know about this. This is something really beautiful. But also, justice is telling you, connecting to the Nine of Cups and the Nine of Swords, that you need to be responsible for your own happiness. Right here, you need to make sure that you interpret the situation in the right way, in a healthy way, so that you're really going to make the best out of it. This could be seen as a major opportunity or a major risk. It's going to depend on you, how you're going to see it, because how you see it, how you perceive it will make or break the very outcome of this situation. But perhaps there is something right there that you should know about. Maybe this is not just all in your mind and we need to look into it. But first of all, let's see what you should expect in the near future. Let's clarify the Nine of Cups, the Three of Cups, in order to see what's coming your way that it's so exciting. Okay. Oh my God, look at all of these pentacles. 10 of Pentacles right next to the Emperor. This is major abundance, but it's not just material abundance. It's something that you definitely walked away from, but that right now, right in this moment, it's going to become true and it's going to last as well. The first thing that we've seen right next to that Nine of Cups.